All right, did anybody say anything about gadgets? Weren't we supposed to look at some stuff here? I think we ought to do that. Randy, who's going to show off that Sharp television touchscreen thing? Who's going to do that? Is that going to be you? Your voluntold by Lee Brewer. All right, let's walk up here for a second and take a look at this. Around 17, that's good. All right, we can't stand on, we have to stand together because I got a microphone. All right, so tell me what it is I'm looking at.
This is the Sharp 70-inch touchscreen whiteboard, branded as an Aquas board. It's not really a television, though it looks like a TV. It's actually a airport quality 24/7 monitor with a computer mounted in the back. Because Windows 7 comes with touch drivers, everything you do from a keyboard, which comes with it as well, you can do from the screen. So I can write on it, I can touch it. When I'm not using this particular application, I can pull up any Windows-based application I want and do whatever. With an iPad or a Droid, we can even remote control it, and we can do whatever. If you're standing in front of it, you can do it from your iPad as well, or any of your tablet.
That's pretty cool. So I can reach up here, draw pictures on it. I mean, actually just use it as a regular monitor, but I can say, and you can't read it, so it's actually faithful to my handwriting. Even though
I'll do OCR for you, so
I might need that. So you used an interesting word, airport quality. What does that mean?
what that means is it's not a television. It can be on literally for the next 8 years, and as long as you don't have any power spikes and all, it'll last throughout that point. It'll last much longer than the computer it's connected to.
Wow, that's cool. So who gets these things? I mean, you've probably sold a few of these by now, I'm guessing. So who uses these? What do they use them for?
In the upstate of South Carolina, we sold well over 200 now. Most of the people that buy them are involved in either presentations or instruction. We're basically killing off a lot of projector-based competitors that have, very large images, but they're inferior in a bright room. This uses 1/5 of the power of a projector, and the bulbs don't burn out.
Yeah, very cool. So just give me an idea, range. If I want to put one of these on my Christmas list, what should I set aside for a budget?
As you see it now, 6,000 to 10,000, depending on what size you buy.
Awesome. And this one's a 70-inch, you said?
70, that's right. This is about $7,500.
Super. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Randy Bidwell. I think that's awfully cool. I know that you'd have to like me an awful lot to get that for Christmas. But I'm okay with that. We'll work out something. Let's see, where are the folks from Verizon? Is that, I'm just going to do this. I should walk over to you because you got stuff over there, right? I'm going to slide right behind you, excuse me. I'm going to get skinny. No, I'm not. All right, what have you got here? Tell me, everybody, your name.
My name's David Marlowe.
Look at them and tell them.
David Marlowe.
Awesome. Yeah, just wave back to him. He's a little nervous, I can tell right away. So wave, make him feel welcome. All right, David, what have you, I saw a helicopter here. Are you going to show that to us?
Oh yeah, the helicopter was a big hit, right?
I thought it hit a couple of things, actually.
Yeah, actually, $15 to land in the cheesecake.
All right, can you fly that for us?
Yeah, you want me to do it now?
Yeah, why don't you fly it now? Unless you don't want to fly it for me. I am taking my chances. According to my wife, I'm underinsured for this activity, but we trust. And we know it's a helicopter, so it's supposed to crash. Check that out. Someone told me once that a helicopter is not really an aircraft, it's just a bunch of loose parts flying in close formation. That looks pretty cool. I like it. And you're flying this, that looks like an iPhone.
Yep, it is on an iPhone. It's driven through an app, and then you just plug this device into your phone, and away you go.
And so I understand, you're actually selling these at the Verizon store?
Yep, $50.
So this is a thing, I could do this at work. right? I'm going to go in, put on my expense report, tell them it's a surveillance device.
You can burn hours doing this. Why do you think I'm so good at this?
That's awesome. I mean, I get it. And does it come with an insurance policy?
Unfortunately, no.
Not yet. All right, tell me how we're going to land this, because you're going to show me something else, too.
Okay, that's the hard part.
Landing is the hard part? That's the wrong way. We got it. Oh, it still thinks it's alive.
Sorry.
All right, so you guys brought something else here I don't think I've ever seen before. Tell me about it.
This is the Home Fusion broadband service. This is our home internet solution. And what you can do with this, it's your home internet. You can connect up to 20 devices wirelessly, or 4 through Ethernet.
So is this primarily a rural solution? Did I get that right?
Yeah, it very much is. I live in a rural area. My only option is dial-up internet. So with this, I'm getting 32, 35 megas download, and then 2 to 5 upload.
Now, show me, how do you wear this thing?
Sorry, you don't wear this thing? What this does, you mount this on the side of your house, and this is your router that goes in the house, and all your devices connect to this.
Well, very cool. You know, like I said, so I could see if I'm well outside the band of where I might find good internet. This is another option for me to try to get it here. People typically probably used satellite to do this before, but we don't get good reports off of that usually.
Right, much faster and a lot cheaper.
So can you tell me what does cheaper mean? What would this cost me if I'm, like I said, I know someone who lives out in the country, not me.
All right, this is $100 installed, and then it's $60 a month. You get 10 gigabytes. You can go all the way to 30 gigabytes for $120.
That's pretty cool. Pretty good. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Dave. Appreciate it. Dave, Paul, I'm standing right next to you, and you're on my list of people to talk to today.
Oh, I am.
You are. What is this thing that you've got? By the way, this is Paul Waters, another guy who's been with us since the very beginning. And Paul's never missed a Gadgetfest. Is that right, Paul?
No, it's not right. The last 2 I missed, actually. Last 2.
What are you doing here now?
Because I have something really cool to show off. One, first off, how many here have iPhones? Just lift them up. Okay, lift up your iPhones, get your iPhones. How many have Androids? Lift them up. Okay, now, those who have them, look to the person next to you that has one. Just have them turn it on and look at it. And look at your own. Any feeling come up, any word? To me, it's just boring. Really boring. Since 1992, when Windows 3.1 came out, that was exciting, right? You know, iPhone 4, iPhone 4 or 5, you got to group icons finally, like they did in '92. Well, here's something that's totally unique. It is the Lumia 920, comes with Windows 8, Phone 8. It's incredibly responsive. As far as business goes, the apps are there. I yesterday connected to my Office 365, automatically sank. My documents got into my corporate SharePoint within about 2 minutes. And I can personalize it the way that I work with my phone and and the types of things I like to do. The other thing, neat feature it has, when you turn it on, I can now swipe to the left, and this is what they call Kids Corner, and then they have their own start screen. And only the apps that I want them to mess around with do they have.
This is for your kids.
They already have asked me several times with specific app requests for me to download for them, yes.
Awesome.
But I highly encourage you to take a look at the Windows Phone 8 if you want something different, fresh, and productive. And not boring.
And you don't actually work for Microsoft. We're going to get to a Microsoft guy here in a little bit, but you don't even work for Microsoft. But you do this because you're a fan, right? I mean, you like this.
Well, I am a fan, but I'm not a cult member. We don't have a cult yet, but I'm thinking of starting a cult. So it's not like the Apple stuff. So I am a fan, but I'm also a big critic. But so far, I really like it. I bought it yesterday, special for you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you. The Lumia 920, and what's that set us back?
This one right now is $99 on a 2-year contract at AT&T. The 820 is 50. Verizon also carries, I don't know, this is Verizon guys. You carrying the 822 yet? Or the HTC? I guess this middle of the month, HTC, yeah. So there's on Verizon as well. They get these phones.
Thanks a lot. Paul Waters. Here's Baba. You got your speaker? Let's show this thing. All right. And by the way, everybody turn to the back and wave to Jeff Bennett, our cameraman. And a lot of times you'll see when he's moving around, his lips are muttering. And what he's doing is he's cursing me. Because he asked me earlier, he said, now is everything going to be right up here in the middle in the center? And I said, yes. And I've done nothing but walk around the room the entire time since then. Tell everybody your name.
Bubba Fisher with Norfolk Wire and Electronics.
Awesome. I didn't want to call you Bubba and then people think I made that up. That's awesome. So anyway, this thing you've got, you have to hold it up because some of these folks can't see it. It's a little, we'll get to see it in just a second when it's actually working. So that is a very pocketable.
It's a Rocket portable vibration speaker. And what it does, it turns any hollow object into a speaker. And I'll demonstrate now with a box.
So, so take it off. There's nothing. I mean, if I hold the, almost nothing. Put up. Isn't that awesome? And it does play things other than country music, right?
Yeah.
He did say hollow objects. I used to like you, David.
But I even tried it on a lampshade and it worked well. So anything that's hollow, that's a composite material.
That's pretty cool. That's awfully cool. I think I should have one of those. You know what? Where's Desiree? Get Desiree to bring me the fishbowl. Oh, it is? All right. So listen, Bubba's offered to these. All right, first off, let's answer Paul's question. How much is this thing?
It's $24.99. We have them at Norfolk Wire and Electronics, which is on Fair Forest Drive, down from the UPS Distribution Center.
There, that's a good pitch. I got it. I'll be on my way. So anyway, he says that we can give one of these away. And I've got, can we just draw a card? Can I draw someone's card? We'll just give away a prize right now. Can we do that? All right. Thanks, Travis. All right, you reach in there. Draw a card out. Who'd you get?
Toby Capice.
Toby Capice, and he's right here. All right, except we have the fishbowl, we have the card, but the prize is up front. Let me grab that for you. Travis, you see that sitting there? Can you hand it to me? Right there. Yeah, thank you. So we have a pile of door prizes, by the way. If I walk around with a fishbowl, if you've got anything, you know. Did I mention that we're giving away a Google Nexus 7 at the end of lunch today? That's not such a bad prize. But anyway, if you don't have a card to bowl, pull the card out, hold it in your hand. We'll come around, we'll get it from the bowl.
Thank you, Phil.
Well, thanks so much. Rocket portable speaker. Is Evan Soliday in here? Has anybody seen Evan? I haven't seen him yet, so I'm just going to warn him that he's on the list. Yes, there's that thing about the cards. How about Andy Kurtz? You got a Microsoft thing to show us?
Got a Microsoft, right?
Awesome. Can we stand back here and do it? Because that'll really agitate Jeff. I mean, look at this.
Here, let's
Hi.
let me show you, Phil.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna put this in here. Grab a couple cards. I'm gonna set that right there. All right. So, show us what we got. This is
the Surface tablet, the RT tablet.
Okay.
So, I don't know how many of you guys have used Windows 8 yet. I am a Windows Phone user, still on the 7.5, by the way. But Paul, I did want to point out that puts us in the 1%. So, for those of you who like elections. So I'll tell you the thing that I love about the the whole Windows 8 interface, whether it's the phone, whether it's the tablet itself, is the live tiles. That's something that I've absolutely fallen in love with. The ability at a glance to be able to see information and just constantly changing information from all different sources. From a business standpoint, we see value to bringing that to the live tiles and actually presenting KPI data and different information to folks through that particular interface. But I'm going to tell you, for Windows 8, I've been using it from the original release, the consumer release, with my laptop, with a mouse. It is built for touch. I mean, the interface is so intuitive when it comes to touch. Simple things, obviously clicking on something will actually run it, but just being able to move back and forth between the different applications, all the different swipes are what will actually ultimately pull up different menus. So from the bottom, from the top, you're going to get different options. You know, the app got App Store built in, both to this, built into the phone, built into Windows 8 itself now.
Here's the thing I noticed, just looking over your shoulder at it. It's fast. I mean, it's very responsive to your gestures on the screen. It's a, you know, a very un-Microsoft-like experience.
It's a very un-old Microsoft experience.
That's right. I mean, this is new, right? I mean, that's the point that Microsoft is trying to make, and we're going to talk to Microsoft here in a second too. But from an 8 standpoint, this is not your father's Microsoft. This is not your father's Windows.
This is not your father's Windows. What we're expecting to see, I'll tell you, we do a lot of software development for businesses, and we have not seen huge adoption of mobility inside the enterprise. And talking to CIOs, a lot of the challenges have been, this is for internal apps. They're building apps for consumers, for allowing people to do business with them better, but not for internal business processes. And what we're expecting to see out of devices like this, out of the Windows Phone and other devices that other manufacturers are coming up with, is where this type of device, a lot of business, internal business applications will start to be driven off of mobile devices.
Very cool. Thank you. Andy Kurtz, Proactive Technology. So that fishbowl, where did it go? I see cards. Were you trying to drop a card in the fishbowl that wandered away from you? I mean, I can't blame you. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Bill Hildebrandt, are you in here? I see Bill anywhere? He's also signed up for this thing. So I'm going to show you something. I'll find my way back to my table up here. Right here. You know, you're going to find this hard to believe, but over the course of a year, I amass a small number of gadgets. I'm just lucky that way. He'll be next, all right? So you'll be set for that. Dave? Dave, I'm right next to you. Yeah. Thank you for that moment. Everybody was enjoying that. All right, so I managed to pull up a couple, but one of my favorite, it's my little pal who's fun to be with. It's the brand new Furby. It's released for 2012. Oh, hold on, he's sleeping. Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? So, I think, except for that, I saw that, what's that word? I saw the one shudder in the audience, right? I'm convinced this is going to be the hot toy. Now, why might that be? First off, you pull this thing out of the box and it starts to talk to you. And you can talk to it. Of course, it's hearing me talk, so it'll do this little back and forth bit. You can feed it. You stick a little stuff in its mouth. Actually, there's an app for the iPhone which you can fling food at it. And it actually uses this sound of you flinging the food. It realizes it's eating. So you can spin it, for example, a T-bone steak, and it will spit the bone back out at you on the screen, which is pretty cool. It sings, it dances, it talks. And just at the moment when you're afraid that you think that this whole thing will get boring because you've seen it do every trick, it actually has 9 different personalities, and it will occasionally go through what can only be described as a schizoid episode. The eyes flash, the whole thing shudders, it moves around and jerks, and it does this weird little thing with its eyes, and then poof, it comes up with a different personality. And they say that there's 9 different ones behind there. And I've only seen this one do 2, but I've heard people talk about theirs doing a bunch of different ones. So they'll talk to each other. You can come up and take a look at it when you get a chance afterwards. One of the things I think is cool about it is the eyes are digital. You know, they were mechanical in the original, and so this one's all digital, and it does some really cool stuff. I sent around a video a couple weeks ago of it actually dancing to this Oppa Gangnam Style, which was really easy to do. You set the TV up, you let it play, you put the Furby in front of it, and it just does this little thing. And it does this, I don't know if you can hear what it's saying, but it's saying, dude, really. The only thing about this, is that, you know, by vibrating it, it comes awake very easily. So this is not a good thing to like have sitting on the back seat of your car while you're driving to Columbia, Charleston, Charlotte. It talks the whole time. No, it does not ask any questions, and it's not smart otherwise. But I thought it was awfully cool looking, and it comes in a variety of colors and things like that. So I would just tell you privately, I bought one of these for my sister's kids. My sister is an Irish twin of mine. Now I just point this out because I'm not going to tell you how old my sister is, but I turn 50 tomorrow. My sister has two 2-year-olds, and she is 11 months younger than me. So I thought, ooh. I'm sorry, they're 3 now, my wife says. No, it doesn't matter really at that age. So I thought I would send them one Furby. What does that mean? It was a valuable lesson in sharing. Luckily, I sent my sister a gift card to Amazon so she could buy a second Furby right away. So my sister now has 2 of these things as well. So, and that's even better because now they talk to each other. So she has 2 2-year-olds and 2 Furbies constantly chatting inside. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, I think the Furby is the hot toy if you got someone who likes this kind of thing. It is way better than a dog. It is much easier to clean up after, I found out so far. We have no troubles with it except that it talks a little bit. So anyway, Furby, $50, $55, something like that. All right, we'll come back to some other stuff, but Dave is up next. Dave has an app. What do you need? So do you want VGA? There's VGA. And then we will, I'm going to unplug these slides. By the way, did anybody notice themselves from, say, 6, 8 years ago? John Evans. You were half the man you are today. We have pictures, we'll pull these up again later, but these pictures are from 2006, 7, 9, and 10, which means those are the years we had a photographer taking pictures at Gadgetfest. And then I'm going to click this. You cannot, that's the other thing about the Furby, by the way, he can't be turned off. It says it hasn't found you yet. It's looking for a signal from you. So you need to give me a V. If you give me a VGA out, I will, I probably should have pressed this button earlier. All right, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, because I can buy you some time. You think about this for a second, and I'm going to take this, or you can go to HDMI if you've got that. Is that quick and easy? All right, you do that for a second. I'm going to show them something else. So, does anybody know what this is? Anybody seen this before? This is a Contour Roam, high definition digital video camera. When I click that button and press OK, you all will be on YouTube. There you go. Not right now, but eventually. Should I ever edit this up, edit that video? So it is it's a high definition video camera with an SD card in the back of it with a 170-degree field of view. So this means, you know, people say, well, how do you know if you've got it in camera or not? Everything in front of it is on camera, right? It's exceedingly wide point of view. But if you say, look, Phil, are you holding it level or not? I click this little button. Can you see that little red line? It's putting a laser line up on the wall, and you can level it. I don't know if you can see it. I can spot it right at the light, the level of the light over there. So basically, if you're shooting a close-up subject, like you, sir, I will not shoot you in the eye. But I can see where the level line is right on his shirt. That. I don't know where else I can get it. Oh, in the dark right there. See that? So I get a level line, and I actually know whether the thing I'm shooting is level or not. So the beauty of this thing is, one slide switch, I have the sound turned off on it, so you can't hear it go on and off. But if you need that confirmation, you can have it. So one slide, it's on. The light goes from green to red. I am now shooting video. It's that quick. Slide it off, it slides off. If it comes with all sorts of mounts. Now you're not going to believe, see, I bought this to shoot video interviews of us while we're driving in the car. And it fits like this. You can rotate the lens upside down on it very easily and shoot pictures of yourself in the car. Believe it or not, there are people who do things like ride on bikes and go out and do stuff, and they mount these to their helmet. And so it's got all the equipment to slide this thing and mount it right on the outside of your helmet. The device, as it shows, just like this, is waterproof. That is, it's splash-proof, rain-proof, etc. But if you want to have it in a driving rain, or driving down on the outside of your car, there's a little case that goes on the outside of it that makes it completely and utterly waterproof. So we bought this year, we took it to the pool, we took it to the ocean, you can get it in salt water, you can do all that. It seals up perfectly, and shot pictures of the kids underwater. We went to a water park, did the same thing, and I mean, it really was. I'd stand on the second floor balcony and toss the camera into the pool with it turned on, you know. But, you know, completely and utterly waterproof. And the camera, this version of the camera, they've just come out, released a new one. This version of the camera, I think I paid $165 for it. And there is a, and again, you might not ever need the waterproof case. But if you wanted it, that's another $50 or something like that. There are a whole bunch of a whole bunch of attachment stuff on the bottom. I want to show you one bit. I can't use a microphone for that, but there's a regular tripod mount on the bottom of it, in addition to some crazy stuff. So you can mount it like that, or YouTube, I say. So Tanya asked, how long will it record for? It allows you to set it to both do still shots, high definition video, standard definition video in a variety of formats. And so it depends on how big it is, and the battery life, of course, is worse. If you have, but I'm gonna guess you can put probably 4 hours on a 16 gig card or something like that. But I mean, the thing is, it will shoot way more video than you're willing to watch, is what I've figured out. Right? Like most video cameras, it'll shoot more video than you're willing to watch. It does exceedingly good outside in well-lit situations. It does just awesome outside, outdoor. You know, low light visibility is not too good. It's too much noise in the video. And it's called the Contour Roam. And they make a whole bunch of versions of it now. $165 for the camera, $50 for the waterproof case if you need it, which you may not.
Where do you buy it?
I bought mine on Amazon. Don't tell my wife. And they're both usually mounted in the car, because I thought, let me tell you, so I got the idea, by the way, for the guys that do, what's the name of that show? Storage Wars. And they always do this stuff, and now I think they went from these, they use these in GoPros, but I like the case and mounting on these as GoPro. And the thing that sold me on this particular version of the camera was I watched a guy do an interview on MSNBC or CNET, one of those, but he was doing an interview, and he said, oh yeah, we got these cameras, these Contour Roams, and we love them. He said, every once in a while they fly off the thing, because there's a suction cup mount. You can mount them to the outside of your vehicle with a suction cup. He said, we've lost them at 60 miles an hour a couple of times, but we just pick them back up and they're fine. I said, that's my kind of use case. I'm all for that. So, Contour Roam, I think that's a cool gadget. How are you? You ready?
Ready.
All right, show us how this, oh, look at that, you're even on the screen.
I am on the screen.
Okay.
That's right.
So, do you want to walk over here and tell us what you're doing?
Yeah. I walk around actually, but it's okay.
But I want you to stand here with me. You don't understand how this show works.
Okay. Well, this is an application
application for people who can't stand around in one place all the time. So we have to keep moving a little bit at a time. And it is also a virtual application that is available on the internet. As you know probably, travel costs are expensive. Even to come 42 miles to Greenville for me from Seneca cost me about 50 cents a mile to drive on my car, and 2 hours out of my daytime just to come here. So there's a lot of room for cost savings definitely in the virtual world. This particular idea also comes about because of a number of people's desires to see things remotely, and even in audience situations in their mobile device. So anybody who wants to see this presentation as we do it, actually, and has a mobile internet connection, can go to view, V-I-E-W, myroadshows.com, not with www in it, but view.myroadshows.com. I'll give you a second here. The presentation number is 211004.
I had that memorized. Go ahead.
211004, yes. And anybody in the audience with a device, a computer, an iPad, a Windows phone, an iPhone, or an Android device can actually view the presentation as we go along and do a couple of other things with it. But this also allows the presenter actually to wander around the room wherever they want to go. And if they want to change a slide, they just simply go to changing a slide like that, and that changes in your presentation. Changes it on the internet, changes it for everybody who has mobile applications and devices.
So let's just take a moment to pull that together, right? So this means on this iPad, you're running a presentation that we're showing over here on this computer that anybody in the audience could be watching on their iPhone or their Android phone or their iPad, and they're following along with you. But all you did was you set it up in advance somehow.
Yes, right. Well, we just loaded the application onto a server, which is in Sacramento, and that presentation can be either PowerPoint or PDF, and then you access the application on your iPad and load that there, and you can control it as long as you're on an internet connection. And this can be shared obviously with anybody, not only in this room, but anybody in the world with an internet connection at this point.
So this means I no longer have to text and drive. I can actually deliver PowerPoint presentations while I'm driving down the road.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you want to do you can certainly make your explanations, but if you want to actually see if anybody's listening out there to your presentation as you go along, you can also ask them a question, preset a question, and do a polling, either yes or no, or a polling question. And if anybody's out there on this presentation, you'll see that it actually is coming up. 211004. No, it's just 211004. It is asking me.
Some other guy took control of it back in the back. Okay. He's on an LG chocolate, and somehow he's managed to take control of it.
Okay. Yes, this question. Hopefully we should be seeing the questions. Well,
this is a real live demo. This is the way they go.
It is actually. I did this question earlier today, and this is the version that they just put out this morning. Unfortunately.
But if it were working, it'd be really cool.
Yeah. If I actually loaded another presentation up there that has the question that I put on the server, you would actually see the question.
So they got the question. That's just. You might have blocked off the internet. Look at that. Lee's got it over there on his tablet. Nice. Well, this is a Sony Vaio. What are we complaining about?
And now I can actually present the answers to you guys as well. And I don't know why it's not doing it on my computer. Well, actually, computer wish I had some of that charter bandwidth here for my computer right at the moment. No, that is actually the presentation.
That's Rick. He's being clever.
Right. So you guys out in the field who have mobile devices, you should actually be able to see the responses as well. I got about 7 responses.
So this is very cool. So I can show a presentation, I can ask questions during the presentation, present those results as well, on a huge variety of devices, it sounds like.
Right. And if somebody asks a question specifically about a particular slide, you have the ability here as well to go to any one of those slides and actually just go back to it. So it will display that as well.
Very cool.
And you can actually load other presentations too into the system, and if you want to change the presentation altogether. And you can have multiple presentations. Coming up in the next version as well, there will be a local server edition, which you can actually just run on your own PC and not have to actually load the system up to the server in San Jose. And currently, if you want to load it up to the server, that's a subscription service. Depending on how many actually mobile users you want to use, it's very cost effective. It's like $20 a month for a smaller amount of individuals.
And it's viewmyroadshows.com?
That's where you get the presentations. The actual website will just go down to that. You can actually go up to www.myroadshows.com and get a 30-day free trial of the system.
Awesome. Dave, thanks so much. Very cool. Round of applause. Question, go ahead.
Can you play videos and sound as well?
On the local server edition, you will be able to do that. On the server edition, you are not able to do that right at the moment. But on the local server edition, yes, you will be able to play videos, AVI files, whatever you want to do with it.
Okay, thank you.
Super. Thank you.
What's the ETA on
When's this available, he's asked?
Macworld, probably. It is, I'm running it on an iPad. It does also there is an Android application as well. No Windows tablet application yet at this point.
You're breaking my heart. We'll fix that in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot, Dave. Good. What you got here? Look at this fancy Microsoft table and all these tablets. And you guys have something to talk about. And you've seated the audience already with a couple of guys who are big fans. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Joel Reyes, and I work for Unlike Microsoft. You didn't get a joke. Anyway, so you already saw the 920, which is a companion device to this SLA devices. You saw the Surface. The difference with this device here and others like this that will be in the market is that this is like buying 2 computers for the price of one, because you get the SLA or the SLA experience, but also you get the normal experience that you've come to know for years with your desktop environment. So this device can run the applications that are the modern apps that are in the marketplace for on the Windows Store, as well as every app that has ever been built for Windows 7. So this device has the capability of being able to install Office, you can install Adobe products, anything that's out there. For developers, you can install Visual Studio. Heck, you can install Windows Server on this thing if you wanted to. So this is a full-blown computer that happens to have dual functionality, where I can dock it at home in my office with an external monitor, keyboard, and mouse, where I can just unplug it and take it with me. The work that I do here stays with me, because whether I'm doing it as a desktop, laptop, or as a slate, everything is contained within the same environment. I don't have to have one for viewing my documents, another one for creating my documents, kind of thing. So as far as productivity and mobility, it gives you the best of both worlds. And we have thousands of apps in the store currently. There are other OEMs that are coming out with their own devices based on the operating system. And so you get to choose whatever devices of your choice, but we preserve the same experience as far as the operating system and the apps and all that. So, if you're an HP fan, then they're going to have their own devices and everybody else. We happen to come out with Surface, which is based on ARM. The current version that's available is based on ARM. And these devices that are Intel-based are coming out after the holidays.
So what's the big question? I mean, you know, you're the guy people are coming to asking questions. Windows 8 is out. What are people coming up to you and saying? I mean, obviously you answered one question, can I run my old apps? The answer is yes. But what other things are they asking you?
Well, you know, they want to know pretty much mainly, you know, what can I do with this? And the answer is everything you could do before plus more. Because now you have this collection of modern applications that are full screen design. It's fully touch first kind of design so that you can have a touch experience. And it's very, when you mentioned the speed, this thing is incredibly fast. So this one has a dual core processor. It has a GPS as well, the GPU as well built in. So all the graphic rendering is happening through the GPU. So it's designed for responsiveness and to, you know, complement the experience you have with Windows 7 with this more modern approach to applications and so on.
Very cool. Well, obviously this thing, people get it when they get to touch it. Can you hang around for a little bit afterwards and let people play with it?
Absolutely. That's the point. If you guys want to play with them, they're right here. I have a couple of Windows Phone devices as well. If you want to just kind of get a feeling for it and ask questions, I'll be here.
Great. Round of applause for Joel. Got one? I'm going to take one question real quick. Go ahead.
Two questions. Does it have a USB port and an SD card port?
Yes.
Has both?
It has, yes, it has both.
USB and SD, yes. See, you were afraid you wouldn't be in front of a technical crowd. We're going to ask those kinds of questions. Let's see, I want to show you, who else is on? Oh, there's my list. Who have we forgotten? Max, you going to show that golf club of yours? I got one more thing to show. We don't get many golf gadgets here. And now, how many of you actually already golf in stereo and have seen this before?
This is designed by a guy in Atlanta. He's been working 8 years. He has it approved by the USGA. And it's a dual grip so that you don't break your wrist when you putt. It causes you to make the pendulum swing. And pros that have looked at it say it could easily save them 3 strokes around. And we're just starting to get it manufactured. So let me know if you want one in about 6 months.
You're selling this thing.
How much?
That's cool. All right, let's see it. Here's the, oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Actually, I don't know if it works or not, but no one got hurt, and that's a good thing. My pal, Max Cochran. A round of applause. All right, I'm going to show you one last thing, and then we're going to give away a bunch of prizes. How about that? I need someone. Matt, can you come here for a second? Just hold this mic for me, because I don't have a lapel mic. Just hold this. Cool. There it went. There it went.
Okay, so take a picture. Phil gave the microphone away to a trusted entity.
So this is the thing. Just hold this.
It's uncomfortable, isn't it?
We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good. All right, so here's the thing I told you I was going to show you, which I think is pretty cool. This is my newest gadget. There's moving parts that we don't care about for the moment. This is a camp stove, but it's no ordinary camp stove. So these guys, by the way, they've developed this technology because there's a need in third world countries for people to be able to cook over a cook fire without killing themselves. And what that means is the smoke off of the fire is what it causes the poison inside the home. And basically people are dying of lung diseases and stuff because they have to cook over an open fire. So anyway, these guys have developed a technique to make this problem go away, but then they can sell it to guys like me who are not living in third world countries, the technology that's around. So basically what this is a little firebox which this gadget attaches, and this has inside of it a fan. Well, it's got a couple of things inside of it. It's got not just a fan, but it's got a battery to power the fan. And it's got a copper, I don't know what this word is, I think it's like transducer or something like that, but it's got a gadget inside of here that basically the heat of the fire generates the electricity that powers the fan. It works so well that it includes a USB port for charging your iPhone or smartphone.
Does it have to be an iPhone?
It does not have to be an iPhone, but all right. So The Microsoft guy's been real nice to us today, so we're not going to do what we would normally do. But the point is, so the thing is, it will charge your phone at the same time. So if you could imagine this, I mean, this works really well. I've got pictures and video that we've shot of it using it at the house. So you put sticks down, so it is amazing. Take twigs and sticks out of the yard, get it lit, use a little bit of fat wood or whatever, get the thing lit, and put the fan up on low, and it basically turbocharges the chamber. And the only thing that's the deal, or the only challenging thing is, you have to keep feeding it wood because it's burning it so well. I mean, it burns fast, it burns hot, it's got a low speed and a high speed on it. At high, I forget, it says it'll boil water in 4 minutes or 4.5 minutes off the top. I mean, it is a tremendous amount of heat that comes out of it. But as you saw, as I pulled it out, it all fits down into a container the size of an Nalgene bottle. And I think it was $150 or $130 or something like that. But what it does is just amazing. But anyway, I have proven that you can cook weenies over top of it. You can cook marshmallows over top of it. And because it worked so well, I just couldn't believe it. I stuck a pan of beans on it and like heated a pan of beans in like 2 minutes. It was so much heat come off of it. But it's a neat little gadget. I mean, like I said, if you go to the website, the BioLite website, what you'll see is they have the home stove version of it, they call, which is much bigger that they're putting in third world countries. The neat thing about that is it's generating not only a safe fire that people can cook over, but it's got like a dozen USB connections off of the back of it because the fire is generating all this heat. And basically, in these countries, there are women who are buying these stoves and then creating a business where they're charging cell phones in remote areas for folks that don't have regular access to electricity. I think they're doing a cool thing. This is obviously a pretty neat gadget, and like I said, very easily fits in a pack. And I like it a lot. So anyway, it's the BioLite camp stove. Thanks, Matt. All right, so we're at the end of our time here, aren't we? Just about that time. We had to give away a few prizes, don't you think? Did everybody get a card and a bowl? Did we get that done? Yes? Awesome. All right, let's reach in here. So, oh, rats. This is not going to make any sense if I don't show the last one. I have one more thing. You got a couple, 2 more minutes? I'll show you one more thing. And I apologize. I forgot I didn't do this. So, I got a game. One game, because, all work and no play. This game, by the way, is available on your iPad, iPhone, Android. All right. All right, I don't really have, you can, actually I'll put this down, maybe you can hear a little sound out of this. All right, so I'll do this in the quick version. So this is a silly little game that you can play on your iPad, but you can go around and you open boxes and you kill things. Yes, it's okay to do that. All right, so you get stuff. But it has this augmented reality component to it, right? And I'm going to have to show you how this works. So hold on a second. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So here's the thing, when you play the game, you get the, you can go around and play inside the game, but if you buy the little kits for it, and you don't have to, the game is free to download, but if you buy the little kits, you get a little thing that when you point your camera at it, this blue flame pops up around it, and everything you do works better, and it unlocks secret powers of the various characters that are in the games. But then, of course, you can go around and do what I just showed you there, and it's really quite effective. You know, it's that sort of augmented reality component. You pull it up, and let me turn the noise off that for a second, and you can take your guys and move them all around, move them around the room with you, and have them sort of play with you. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. I brought a couple of those to give away because I thought it might be a fun thing to do. All right? Did I get an all in the back? Look at that. I love this soft-hearted crowd. I don't care what the card is. It's going to be Tanya Thompson. Let's pull a card. What does it say? Randy O'Neill. I saw Randy a little earlier. Where is Randy? Randy, the name of the game, by the way, is Akadomin. Well, I may be mispronouncing it, but it's A-K-O-D-O-M-O-N. And I think what it was is it stands like cute demon, but we don't want to use the word demon because a lot of people wouldn't buy it. There you go. Congratulations. All right, let's see. I'm going to draw for another one of those. Ken Flournoy. Just like that. Ken's fan club wins that, so Ken wins an Akadomin. What else do we have to give away here? Wait, Russ Davis gave us the Sandler rules and a free class of some sort, right, Russ?
That's right.
So, but it's on Thursday of this week. All right, so you can end up in Russ's event here. Let's draw this out. RussDavis.com. No, not RussDavis.com. rdavis.sandler.com. Russ something. Rick Bivens.
All right.
You are a winner. Awesome. I don't know what that was. I hope that was good. Let's see. Nexus 7? You need to give that away? Is this the right crowd for that? All right. By the way, in case you know, I know we didn't demo one of these and we've certainly run way out of time. I have both a Nexus 7 and a Google Chromebook up here. If you ever thought you wanted to play with one of those and see what they're like. Both neat gadgets. And we have both in production every day. So the award of the Google Nexus 7. Cindy Stratton. I got a new best friend. Wait, here goes. Ready? Oh, wait. Wait, do you need another? All right, so listen, I got a couple things coming up that I think are way cool. When we normally we say, oh, go do this thing. So 2 things I think you got to know about. Of course, we're on the radio all the time. We tell you that Tuesdays or second and fourth Thursday. By the way, there's a 5 Thursdays in this month, so we'll be live on the 5th Thursday, which is next week of this month. So we'll get to do that. 2 things. December 12th, 2012. What happens on that day? The world ends. So what could be better than for you to be at the Gsatc Learning Lunch at the end of the world? We are playing it up big. We are playing it up big. So we're going to have a good time. Come join us. We're actually bringing a tech comedian up out of Atlanta, a special thing. So honest to goodness, we're going to have some fun at lunch in December. So you don't want to miss that one. I got one more thing for you. And this is our first public announcement of this. We're going to do something very cool. Never have we done this before. Never has the group done this before. January. The January Gsatc Learning Lunch will be on a Thursday. In fact, it will be on the 4th Thursday of January. And we, for the first time ever, will do the radio show live from the lunch. So what we're going to do is our tech radio show, which we do, we take call-ins from all over the state of South Carolina. We'll set up a podium. We'll have me and Eric Rogers and the crew, and we will take questions both from the audience as well as folks on the radio. And we're putting ourselves out on a limb because we're going to shoot the show live with you in the room. So I think it's going to be an awful lot of fun. So hopefully you'll join us for that. We've got some other cool stuff coming up as well. Jim DePionte, February, is one of the guys who put together the team that built Watson. And he's going to be our speaker in February. So we got some cool stuff going on. So happy Gadget Fest #9. Thanks for being part of this thing with us. We'll see you in a month.